right, thank you, Chris. The interstates are pretty much impassable at this point. I-64 near Institute actually shut down right now because so many tractor trailers are stuck or they're crashed.
Eyewitness News meteorologist Nick Patrick live along 64 tonight. He has an update. How you doing out there, Nick?
Well, Steph, Callie, we're definitely doing better than Chris Williams. We're not stuck out here. You can see these cars driving behind me, the police out here as well. It looks like they've shut down this exit 58A here right along I-64. We're just on the other side of this bridge. Now, there appears to be a tractor trailer stuck right off this exit, and that's why these police vehicles are out here. Visibility right now, very poor. You can't really see much more than 100 yards or so. Go slow if you have to be on this interstate. Every few minutes we'll see a round of trucks come by. We see some trucks right now driving along here with some plow trucks, some salt trucks as well, trying to treat what they can. But when we tried to pull up here on I-64, it was an absolute slushy mess. Very difficult to even get on the interstate. If you don't have to be up here, I would just stay off of it at all possible. Going to be very dangerous. We haven't even made it to where all those tractor trailers are jackknifed. That's where we're going to head next, coming up a little bit later around 5:30. But for now, I'm going to turn it back over to the anchors reporting live right here in Charleston. Nick Patrick, Eyewitness News.
All right, next tonight, interstates are obviously just a mess right now. I-64 near Institute is shut down because so many tractor trailers are either stuck there or they've actually crashed.
Eyewitness News meteorologist Nick Patrick live along 64 tonight. And Nick, you had some police cars out there with you a little while ago. What's the situation looking like right now?
Steph, Whitney, you just said it. Interstate's an absolute mess. We made it about a mile and a half in about 20 minutes or so, and that is because the interstate I-64 westbound is completely shut down. If you plan on heading that way, you may want to find some other plans. Let me step around here for a minute. You can see just how far down we are. We're only at about a quarter mile away from exit 55 here. Cars have been driving around us, not sure where they're going because the Dunbar exit is completely shut down right at that bridge. So if you do see stopped cars on the interstate, just get in line. It's going to be a long one before they can get those tractor trailers situated. Now, the other thing we have to think about now that it's getting dark outside, it's just going to become more of a mess, more of a hazard to drive on these interstates. Again, westbound right now, the main concern, but really any travel along these busy roads, they are going to be very negatively impacted by what we've been seeing all day. So I don't think I'm going to be going anywhere anytime soon, and I will keep you updated. For now, reporting live in Charleston, Nick Patrick, Eyewitness News.
We do have a look at what's happening right now across the region with live team coverage tonight.
Eyewitness News reporter Leslie Rubin live in Charleston. Gil McClanahan is in Putnam County and Sean Delancey in Huntington. But let's start with meteorologist Nick Patrick, who's live along Interstate 64, a stretch of road that has just been closed to tractor trailer specifically traffic. Hey, Nick.
Hey, Rick, it is indeed closed to tractor trailers. Here's why. Look behind me right now. We are about 2 miles away from the exit 54, and that's where an initial accident happened where a tractor trailer jackknifed and has caused all this traffic delay. As I turn around here, you can get a better picture. There's about 3 or 4 tractor trailers ahead of me right now, but beyond that, we were just walking down there earlier. Very tight traffic as well. No way off the interstate here at exit 55 or exit 54. So you may want to think twice before venturing out on I-64. It is a complete mess, completely shut down. People out of their cars right now, just taking it easy, and we're going to be stuck here for a little while longer, I would imagine. But again, tractor trailer traffic completely shut down out here. Visibility very poor as well, and these roads very slick. We got stuck ourselves in a snowbank just off the side of the road and actually had to push the car out. So stay safe and stay off I-64 westbound specifically, but stay inside if at all possible. Right now, reporting live in Charleston, Nick Patrick, Eyewitness News.
West Virginia's source for news. Eyewitness News starts right now.
And tonight, it's not over yet. The snow's still falling, roads becoming parking lots. This was I-64 after a tractor-trailer accident brought traffic to a standstill for most of the afternoon and into the evening. Tractor-trailer accidents everywhere, shutting down major thoroughfares. Kanawha County emergency officials say interstates 64, 77, and 79 are nearly impassable right now, with multiple wrecks and disabled vehicles. In fact, just
Yeah, right now let's check in with Eyewitness News reporter, I believe, Nick Patrick, live in Kanawha County. And Nick, you have certainly seen firsthand a big part of today's traffic troubles.
Oh, Whitney, that's absolutely right. I can tell you we've been stuck on the interstate now just over 5 hours on I-64. We came on the entrance at exit 58. We haven't even made it to the Montrose exit. Let's get a good shot here. You can see just how far we are away from an accident. We're only about 200 yards away from the Montrose exit. No movement at all. We have been stuck in the exact spot here for about 2 hours now. We've made it about a mile and a half. That's it. You can get a good shot here. Montrose Drive, exit 56 right there. This is the eastbound lane with the traffic here. Maybe a car every 15 minutes they're letting through. Mostly emergency vehicles going along the eastbound. And if you come along this way, you get a good shot here. We have some police lights down there in the distance where a tractor trailer has actually jackknifed. That's why we're stuck. Nobody can get around him. They've blocked off those exits. But some good news, a police officer drove by saying that hopefully in the next hour or so we can take care of this bottleneck a little bit, get people off the interstate, and hopefully get people home. But for now, we're stuck in it, and we'll be right back here in just a little bit to give some more information. But for now, I'm going to send it back to the studio. Reporting live in Charleston, Nick Patrick, Eyewitness News.
right now, though, we do want to send it back out to Eyewitness News reporter Nick Patrick.
Yeah, he is also live in Kanawha County, where, Nick, you've actually spent most of the night tonight on Interstate 64, stuck in traffic tonight.
Rick, Whitney, that's right. Finally, good news. Moving. We weren't able to stay on Interstate 64. They made us divert at that Montrose exit, but we're finally moving through South Charleston right now, and these road conditions very rough out here. I'm only going about 15 miles per hour right now. Was going to try to pull over somewhere. There's just no spot to do it. These snowbanks are just too high, and that is why we are moving right now. And really, it's cleared out, though. People finally taking that advice to stay off these roads. It's basically a ghost town right now here in South Charleston, but they're finally starting to take care of some of those jackknifed tractor trailers on the interstate. Hopefully they continue to do that and everybody can get home. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and send it right back to the studio. Reporting live here in South Charleston, Nick Patrick, Eyewitness News.
Right now, interstates closed, drivers stranded. It is a complete mess out there on the highways, and right now, no telling when anybody might be rescued. The DOH just making the call to shut down sections of major roadways to try to get a handle on this situation after most areas in our viewing area were blasted with more than a foot of snow, with more on the way overnight. Good evening, I'm Rick Lord.
And I'm Callie Cart. This is Eyewitness News. The conditions out there deteriorating quickly tonight. Our own Nick Patrick was among those trapped tonight.
It has been an interesting evening for Nick. Fortunately, he's moving again, although he did stop to do this live shot for us, thankfully. Nick, what's it like out there right now?
Rick, I was able to find a safe stretch of road. About 6 hours ago, I decided to venture out onto the interstate. We were heading towards one of those jackknife trailers when we were at a complete standstill, just no traffic movement. But as I mentioned, about 6 hours ago, if we can get a shot right up there, that is one of the trailers that is just stuck right there. That's where you could see some police lights up there as well. It's not going anywhere tonight, folks, but thankfully the roads have cleared up. And Rick, I heard you mention it earlier, you know, people not from the area knowing where this storm was going to hit. But everybody I talked to, we were able to walk outside our cars on the interstate. They were from around Charleston. They knew what was coming, and they decided to venture out on those roads. We've been saying it all week. Stay at home. There was no reason for these cars to be traveling on the interstate when they were. Thankfully, they opened up that I-64 exit near Montrose, and I was able to get off. Now we're on I-61, or not I-61, excuse me, Route 61 here in Charleston. Much calmer traffic. You just heard that car honking there. He's excited to get off the roads, I'm sure, and head home. Just stay safe tonight, and I will be back with another report here in just a little bit. But for now, reporting in Charleston, Nick Patrick, Eyewitness News.
I think it's fair to say that this was a night that really tested the patience of our colleague, meteorologist and reporter Nick Patrick, not only because he had to work on a night like this, but also because he was stuck in traffic for hours on I-64 near South Charleston.
But, you know, we never heard him complain once, and he's been actually probably the most chipper of anyone in our newsroom would have been because of this. He's making his way back to the station now, though. That is the good news. He's on Canal Boulevard in Charleston with an update for us tonight. Hey, Nick.
Hey, Rick, Callie, it has been a journey tonight. Been driving on these roads since 4:30. There's just no reason to be outside, folks. Unless there's an emergency, just stay indoors. We have a good shot right now of the Southside Charleston Bridge behind me here. As you can notice, not too much traffic. Downtown is an absolute mess. I've spent the last few minutes driving in it. Lots of thick roads. We've seen ambulances out there, but earlier today I was stuck on the interstate I-64 for about 5.5 hours, just not moving at all. Talking with people out there, they just said they weren't expecting the interstates to shut down. Again, this is such a rare event we have here in West Virginia, but we were expecting this heavy snow, and that's exactly what's still coming down on us right now. So the interstate, thankfully, finally starting to clear off a little bit. They were able to move that trailer that had me stuck on the interstate. We were able to get off on some exits. The back roads are doing actually a little bit better than downtown Charleston, but right now I'm going to try to head back to the station and see if I can make it through these slick roads. Reporting live right now in Charleston, Nick Patrick, Eyewitness News.